Air Jordan 12 royalty. All right, so what's up, y'all? Got the Air Jordan 12 royalty. Just gonna go over them here. And to be completely honest, I wasn't even checking for these. It was kind of one of those situations where, of course, I would have preferred OG taxis or just taxis in general. But this color was close enough, and the additions they made to it, you know, it didn't kill the shoe to me. Like if they had gone and added any other color other than gold, yeah, I wouldn't have checked for them at all. But I do actually, like I don't mind wearing, you know, a gold colorway. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll try for them. And it was like, if I get them, great. If I don't, I'm not really tripping over it. But I actually ended up getting an early access pair from Finish Line. So I was like, all right, simple enough. I don't have to worry about trying on sneakers or anything like that. You know, quick and easy pickup. So yeah, copped them. And I think it was, I'm happy with it. As soon as I saw them in person, I was like, yeah. I mean, yes, they're not taxis, but they are nice in their own right. They did change up enough to kind of make it its own colorway, a little bit, but not really. Just, you know, just to give it a little, you know, a little twist, a slight twist. That's really what it is. For the most part, these are like a DMP version of taxis, the way they did the DMP 11s, just, you know, adding a little bit of gold to it. And for the most part, the quality is, you know, is a standard what the 12 has been. The white portion here is actually a decent cut of leather. It might be full grain, it might be split grain. It feels decent in hand, you know. I think they actually tumbled it, so like the wrinkles that are in it actually seem, you know, like natural wrinkles from leather that's actually tumbled, not, you know, like, let me show you. So let me move this out of the way. So the main white portion of the shoe is like a nice, decent tumbled leather. However, the tongue, this is where they use, I don't even think this is split grain. Like this might be a pure synthetic. And it's not really tumbled. It's got like that tumbled print, like they just embossed it on it. And you can tell because, like, if you, I think, I'm not sure the camera's gonna pick it up, but you can see the tumbled pattern on the tongue, it's uniform. And when they tumble natural leather and they actually put it in a machine and tumble it, it's not gonna be uniform. You're gonna have some areas that the tumble pattern is gonna be a little more, you know, there than other areas, because you're dealing with, you know, something that came off of an animal, so it's not uniform, you know what I'm saying? Whereas this synthetic piece, it feels dry compared to the other piece. It's definitely thinner. The light just reflects off it different. It just looks completely different. So, and they've been doing that on 12s for a long time. And just in general with the shape, they've never gotten that shape right on retro 12s from the very first retro in 2003. Basically these panels, these side panels, on the lateral side and on the medial side, they just don't come up high enough like they're supposed to. And then in general, the whole shoe is a little lower, and tag's a little lower. The whole shoe's just been off from jump, but it is what it is. Other than those are all things that are just in general with every Retro 12 the way it's been, until they finally, get around to actually, improving these the way they did with the 11s and the 6s and a little bit with the 4s. It's just the way it is. So I knew what I was getting, and I knew what to expect. They did add on the interior lining. Let me see if I can. I'm not sure if the camera. Let me see if I can take this out so I can drop the tongue. The light should be able to pick that up. On the interior lining, they added like a crosshatch stitch pattern to give it like a quilted look. Yeah, it looks like the camera's picking that up there. You can kind of see it. To give it like a quilted look. It's a nice touch. It's something subtle, but it's a nice touch. A little bit of added luxury, a little luxury piece there, And the 12 was, one of its inspirations was I believe a women's dress boot. So it had that, luxurious type of inspiration from Jump. So yeah, I'm happy with my purchase. And I've seen some people on the internet, they're customizing these into taxis. And I don't blame them, because there's really not that much to do, but I'm good. I think I'll leave these the way they are. Like I said, I don't mind the gold, and like if this was any other color that they had instead of the gold, like red or orange or green or something like that, yeah, I'd have been out. I wouldn't have bothered. But with the gold, yeah, I can do it. And you might be wondering what's in this box. Let's see what's in the box. I'll just put that over there. So obviously, being that these are so close to, the original Taxi colorway, what better to pull out to compare than original Taxis? So this is one of my 2 original Taxis. Wow, just taking them out, just touching them, it's like 2 completely different shoes, man. I mean, they're both Jordan 12s, but it's like night and day. Make sure I'm getting that in the camera. So this, whew, having that in my hand for the last few minutes and now putting this in my hand, it's like you really see, the drop off that's taking place from, I mean, granted, we're talking over 20 years, but man, it's like, bro, they're not even really close with these retros. This leather right here, this is, and I think a lot of younger people who didn't have the originals and they're only seeing them in pictures, you can't, a lot of times if you don't know what you're looking at, if you don't have a trained eye, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference just from, comparison pictures. You really gotta do it in person and in hand. This leather is like, for what would be on a basketball shoe, this, I've never seen anything, and I've come across a lot of OGs and, retros, or just shoes in general from that era, and they all had the ones that you used full grain leather, it was thick, soft leather like this. And you can see, no shortcuts here. The same leather, the same soft, wonderful tumbled leather that they use on the panels, it's the same thing that's on the tongue. You weren't taking any shortcuts back then. And then, I'm not sure if you can tell, I'll try to see if I can get them kind of near each other in the camera. But if you can tell, the Taxi, or hold on, let me do it like this. So the original pair, you can see that panel, look at the difference. Look at the difference on the black panel on this pair and the black panel on this pair. How high it actually comes up on the shoe. So you see how thinned out this pair looks, and that black panel comes up a lot higher. And then just in general, look at the toe thickness. This toe thins out and starts banana toeing, and this pair is nice and thick at the toe like it's supposed to be. Like I said, this wasn't partly inspired by a boot. So yeah, and while I'm here, actually, you can see the difference in the back. Let me switch hands really quick. So I mentioned that the shoe was lower as well. So if you see in the back, I'm gonna try to line them up best I can. that taxi, you can see it's definitely a higher cut, including where the tag comes up. It's just generally a higher cut shoe. Now they're about equal at the front, like where the laces are on the front, but basically the retro shoe, it angles down. Like you can see it right there from where the top of the shoe is at the front. It'll angle back and kind of drop off, going back towards the ankle. Where the original, it drops off a little bit, but not nearly as much. So yeah, but yeah, let's just go through some of the differences between the two. Obviously they're not identical, so you can see here the Royalty has the white 23, the Taxi has the red 23, and going on the tag, so I couldn't see, the Taxi has like a black, white, and red font with the Jordan tag, and then the Taxi at the top. This one, the Royalty, has the gold and then the white at the top. And the obvious, difference is switching hands. So then we have the tongue, where the Taxi is the 2-3 is black all the way down, and the laces are covering it. Where the Royalty is gold all the way down. Obviously they both have the gold eyelets, and then the Royalty pair has the gold tab here, where the Taxi just has the black tab. Royalty has the white Jumpman on the outsole. Taxi has the red Jumpman with the gold and 23. Royalty is just all white. And then the carbon fiber, the Royalty, I guess you could call this just black and gray. Yeah, it's gray in person. Black and gray, where the Taxi had the black and gold, black and yellow. But other than that, they are literally identical, for the most part, white and black 12s. The Jumpman's gone on the Taxis. I'm pretty sure the Jumpman was red on the Taxis. The Jumpman is gold on these. But yeah, that's really it. So for the most part, they just tweaked a little bit of it, and that was that. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I was just looking at the tag. I hadn't actually taken these out and compared them side by side. I'm not sure I did this with any of my OG 12s in a retro, but now I'm kind of seeing why the back is cut lower. So let me show you this real quick. So if you see on the original, on the Taxi, the print where it says, Jordan and inspired by the greatest player ever, it's at the top where the gold square is at the top, but it doesn't go all the way down to the 23. You see that? There's like a little space there at the bottom. Whereas on this pair, and I'm pretty sure it's like this on most retro 12s, it goes all the way down to the bottom. So you might be saying, oh well, what difference is that? But that's where the difference in the height is coming through, because when you put them next to each other like I just did, that area where it's boxed in, the Jordan and inspired by the greatest player ever with the text, they're about the same size. But this pair just doesn't, because it's lower cut. Like the tags, if I line them up, the tags are about the same size. You see that? But this tag, because on the retro, this shoe is just lower in general, so it goes all the way to the bottom, where on the Taxi you get that blank space at the bottom. I never noticed that. But yeah, it makes sense, because these shoes are definitely cut higher, no doubt about it. Even when you're wearing them, like if you're one of those people where your legs and your ankle is kind of shaped where your Achilles will rub on the heel, yeah, you're gonna feel these rubbing, no doubt about it. Whereas this, not so much. But yeah, that's pretty much it in general. I'm messing with these. I'm glad I got them. Good pickup. And obviously, I would have loved for it to be these. And what I would really love, I need to make a video on it. Jordan Brand, where are the white and red 12s? What's going on? What's going on? But that's a video for another day. Thank you for watching, and that's pretty much going to be it on this one. Take care.